I hear you and all. So
is that a plus or is that a?
I don't know.
It's unrelenting. It's unrelenting. Just when you thought we were going to relent, it's unrelenting.
We can't unrelent. It's February 20th. The month's almost over.
It's amazing. It's a short month too.
I know. And I'm going to just have to shut this screen down with mix because it really annoys me when the thing's not in time. It really throws you off.
It does.
The meters are like, wait, what? Am I listening to a different show? Am I recording a different show? Should I be doing something different with my life?
That's probably true.
In general.
Yeah.
You should not be here.
Exactly.
Okay, we figured that out. So, the classy pinups at x.com just posted, I'm tuning in for Gene's cooking recipes. And then there's a bunch of hot chicks making food on his AI video chicks thing. Who
That's
needs
a good thing.
Real chicks when AI chicks will do?
I mean, that's kind of a no-brainer, right?
Well, it's an intriguing changing of society. And it's, I think, exacerbated by the fact that
real chicks suck.
Well, or if they don't, that's also a problem. But it comes down to there are a lot of the younger generation now. And I think we talked about this like years ago, that they consider themselves to be dating, even though they live in different states, different countries, thousands of miles apart, have never met. But, we message and we video chat. And that was enough. And I thought that was very weird because a big part of dating in our age, in anything before, the physical aspect was important.
Yeah. Yeah.
But now, with this new, totally fucked up generation, they think that dating is video chatting. Well, now with AI, you've taken the actual human being right out of it. Don't even need a real human being anymore. Like, no, I'm talking to my AI chatbot friend.
Yeah. Well, she's a lot nicer.
Well, this is true. They're paid to be nicer. They're programmed. Well, you could program them to be mean, I'm sure.
Well, you've seen the video. Yeah, I'm sure. You've seen the video that's been making rounds. There's a couple of different versions of it, of a guy in the car pulling up to what looks like a hooker, and she leans into the window and says, "Hey, how much for you not to give me shit about not using the GPS?" Looks, I'm just like, $200, or another variant of that is the same kind of deal. And the guy's like, how much to not tell me how you hate me playing video games.
Right.
It's like men are literally willing to pay women just to not be mean.
Well worth it. Dollar for dollar. But this concept that you can replace the relationship, well, I would have never thought in a million years that was possible even 10, 15 years ago. But the fact that the kids are now like, well, it's dating. If we can video chat, this is how the slippery slope begins, I guess. That you can consider that to be in the same ballpark. And then, yes, you have always had, and it was the things like Playboy magazine back in the day were blasted because the regular woman can never compete with that. They've got airbrushing and the perfect lighting.
Yeah.
Well, now with AI, it's like multiplied by 1,000.
Yeah.
Because AI, you could be like, no, her nose is 2.5 millimeters too wide. Can you? Oh, perfect. That's great.
Huge. 2.5 millimeters on the nose is big, man.
You have to make these very minute changes. Then you get exactly what you want. And you can see her now because she's on your screen. You see your perfect woman. And then you realize
I'll tell you what, it's a lot
exist.
cheaper than paying for plastic surgery.
Well, that much is true.
So there's a win right there.
Which is why I've wondered, how soon before we have the Elon brain implant that will change the way anybody looks in your mind. We've talked about this with movies. Like, oh, you don't like Jennifer Aniston in that role? I know that's sacrilege to you, but maybe you want to see
Yeah, it's just like perfect.
ScarJo in that role instead.
That's pretty good too.
But now imagine if you could do that in your real life. Then personality really is all that's important, because to you,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
woman you're dating looks exactly the way you want her to, and you can change it at any time.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little biased on this because my ex-wife, when I married her, looked very, very similar to what's her face, the Star Trek chick.
Good old what's her face, the Star Trek chick, the blonde one, Tasha Yar.
No,
not Tasha Yar.
Not Star Trek, Star Wars.
Star Wars.
No,
Carrie Fisher.
Goddamn, Natalie Portman.
Oh, Natalie Portman. You're going new school.
Yeah.
I didn't even know there was a Natalie Portman in Star Wars. Only the first 3 count.
That's true. I agree with that. She was in the very disappointing ones.
Yes, she was good though in Black Swan.
Yeah, that's a weird movie.
Yeah, but she looked hot.
Yeah. It's when she starved down to under 100 pounds. Yeah.
That's what
Super
she
hot.
likes. Between 20 and 25.
That's the thing, right? So that Natalie Portman was definitely my type. And I actually was lucky enough to have somebody that looked very much like that marry me. So, I don't know. I mean, I've seen some of my friends' wives. I don't understand why they ever got married.
You're like, what were you thinking?
Seriously. I mean, did you not check her mother before you got married?
It's always a good way to head off any surprises.
Mm-hmm.
But
the genes don't lie, as they say.
Well, I mean, Gene does, but genes don't.
Hey now.
It's just one of them things.
Uh-huh. Hey, I heard Howard's only on 2 days a week now.
Stern?
Yeah.
Is that all he can do from his home now that he's worried about COVID?
Yeah.
He worries about so many different things.
That seems weird to me. Why wouldn't you just stop doing the show instead of doing 2 days a week?
Depends how much money you're making for the 2 days a week. Would be my guess. Anyway.
I mean, I do shows 2 days a week, so
you probably don't have as good of a contract.
No, probably not.
Slightly smaller audience.
Uh-huh. Arguable.
Building the audience, that is the trick in all of this stuff. That is trying to help with that can just be such a pain in the ass. But I mean, the community behind all this podcasting 2.0 stuff, I know they are trying. And I don't like to be the complainer, but if you don't complain, then nothing ever gets better. And I was like, hey, yesterday, Eric PP's like, well, what can make it better? I'm like, well, a few things. One, people keep telling me they're not getting the bat signal. So as far as the excitement of a live show, no matter what show that is, I mean, it's vastly more important for the shows that are only live and then not recorded and released. If they're not getting the notification, then people start relying on the notification. And if the notification doesn't come in, there's something to be said that back in the day, people knowing
easy fix for that.
What time something starts and just showing up rather than, I need a notification. But if the notification
all you got to do
work,
is just broadcast on YouTube as well, because those notifications work just fine.
They always pop. And I know they're trying to catch up with this. And Stephen B added in the ability to go in and just put the URL in and do the pod ping. So we'll see. Maybe that will be more accurate. Maybe that will get a wider range. Maybe that will work for more people. You're never sure if it is in their podcasting app that it is, or they didn't set it up right or something. Their network connection could be down for a brief second. Who knows?
I'll tell you and maybe I just don't know the features on this, but I'm pretty sure this doesn't work. Is one thing I like on YouTube is if I'm going to catch somebody who's doing a live show and, it may be even called a podcast because they put it out on different platforms. If I tune in 10 minutes late, I didn't miss 10 minutes. I just pull back the slider and start watching
from the beginning right?
With a delay of 10 minutes. I think that's a very 2000s feature, and not being able to do that just seems kind of 1990s.
Well, this would be something that would have to be built into the podcast players, right? Into the apps that if somebody is subscribed, that no matter what, you're going to download that live audio. And then if they don't tune in during the live period, sure, you can dump it. But yeah, there is something to be said for being able to, oh no, I missed 10. I'll just wait for the end show to come out because I don't want to jump in the middle. Yeah. It is very much like old time television before there was VCRs and then DVRs. And now it's like, why would you
got to set an alarm so you can watch Magnum PI?
Right. And some people did, but like, why would you ever do that now? I don't understand why anybody tunes in to watch something live.
Somebody really should make a VCR for live stream podcasts.
Well, that would work. See, now that would be a service people might pay for. Although I don't know if enough people listen to live podcasts.
No, definitely not.
And it's always that paying part that is, It's everybody wants things until it's like, well, we could build that for you at this cost. You're like, whoa, cost.
No. You know what? I'll bet you they'll listen to an ad right before the episode to have that service for free.
Well, that is the other question. And because I got an email from, was it Podverse? I'm sorry for forgetting whoever sent this one out. And they were like, hey, how to monetize your podcast. And the reality is there is more than value for value out there. I like the concept of the value for value model. And I know it works for Adam Curry and John C. Dvorak because their audience is humongous compared to most podcasts. And
it works for a lot more than them. I mean, frankly, if you just move off podcasting, that model works for Tim Pool with his millions of viewers. That model works for a ton of people that have
Tim Pool's not really doing value for value. He's doing various subscriptions. I'm sure there's a way to send money to him.
Dude.
Right, but ads isn't what value for value is. It's a completely different thing if you're like, hey, we have a Patreon and you subscribe for $10 a month. And people are just giving you $10 a month. And I understand the difference.
No, what do you think super chats are?
Super chats would qualify because they don't have to pay them.
Yeah.
And they are randomly done. And of course, in those cases, YouTube loves getting their 30%.
That's like 37% of his revenue comes from super chats.
That part is. But again, anybody with a really large audience can make that into a full-time income. But for the smaller shows, I'm not really sure the dynamics work. And it's great.
I think it's the other way around. I'm looking at YouTube, not podcasting. So maybe there's a difference there. But if you're small on YouTube, your revenue from advertising is going to be $10 a month. But it exists
along with the other, so it's a mixture.
If people like what you're doing, they're going to donate way more than $10 a month to you in super chats.
I don't doubt that, but that's a mixture of things, and it's a little bit of a not exactly comparing apples to apples because YouTube is a much bigger ecosystem. It is much easier to get an audience, it would seem. Which is, we've talked about, you and I, for a long time, the fact that if podcasting, the audio only content, had anywhere near the algorithm and ability to just shoot people into content they weren't aware of. That would be quite beneficial.
There is, but you got to have something for the video. Like if you open up a video on YouTube and it's just people talking with nothing moving on the screen, it gets shut down within 5 seconds. Like there's got to be something for people to look at, even if they eventually put down their phone and don't look at it. You got to have something that makes them think that it's not just a recording. I don't know why. But it's like people are just tuned that way for YouTube that if there's nothing moving on the screen, even if the audio is changing, people will just shut it down.
Well, beyond that,
and the other one is, as far as reach, I will say, looking at now that I've done an experiment and paid the full $50 a month for X, which they absolutely promote the hell out of you for that. It's amazing how much reach all of a sudden I have on X.
See, I haven't noticed anything since going along with their like Super Grok $40 a month, although it's been $16 for 3 months. I didn't notice anything.
Did you pay for Super Grok or did you pay for X?
It was through X, which included Super Grok.
Oh, well, then you should be seeing. I don't know why you wouldn't be seeing, because I'm getting, I was for the last 2 years getting like, 5-6 people posting likes on my posts. I'm routinely getting hundreds of people now with likes. And if I look at my stats, I can see that my posts from yesterday were seen by 100,000 people.
But how many of those people responded?
Well, hundreds of them left a little like.
How do you know they're real?
10 of them commented.
Oh, 10 whole people. Wow.
Commented. Yeah, which is huge.
Well, for your account, yeah, I can understand.
Yeah,
that.
I've got under 1,000 people on. There's less than 1,000 people following me. So less than 1,000 people actually are following me, and I'm getting seen by hundreds of thousands of people. I'd say that's working.
Or Elon is just giving you stats to say, send more money my way.
But it's not just stats. It's, if it was showing hundreds of people are seeing it and then no interaction, that'd be one thing. But the interaction is like 10x of what it was when I wasn't paying.
Right. You have to put people in quotes, as Cotton Gin did. You don't know. Now, until money comes in,
most of them are from Pakistan, but still.
They're running farms of phones, and your computer may have virus.
I have a regular, one of my regular replies to people is, this was posted by a known Pakistani, just to fuck with them.
It's an interesting world we're at with all of these digital agents and everything else, and people trying to get attention and the YouTube algorithms.
More and more. I talked to a buddy of mine that's big into AI. He's more on the business side of AI, where, unlike you, where you're more on the audio and video side of it and photos and things. And there are absolutely full-on agents right now. There's a couple of companies that have them where you give them control of your mouse and keyboard. And then they're logged into your accounts. They're posting on your behalf. They're replying on your behalf. All this stuff is automated now.
Oh, absolutely.
So we easily could be at a point where there's a bunch of AIs arguing with each other on X, and no human eyeballs have seen any of those messages.
Right.
But somebody's still paying for the ads.
Well, it's just like, I have no idea how accurate this statistic is, but Rick Beato was pissed off again yesterday. I love when he's pissed off.
Okay. Yeah.
And he's upset again about AI music. And according to whoever, and I don't know if this was Spotify themselves.
Yeah.
40% of all music being uploaded to Spotify now is AI generated.
AI, I believe it. Absolutely.
So we're at that point to
we're
where
going to get to 95%
or more.
Easily.
Or 1,000%. It's going to just...
Yeah, because AI is faster at creating music, and it's proven that it can create music in absolutely every style.
And so there's some black soul singer allegedly from Norway or something that they think is AI. But they're not sure because, of course, she's posting, again, air quotes, posting possibly videos that, she's real. But, of course, that's exactly what an AI would do.
That's totally what an AI.
The interesting thing for me from Beato was that, it's like food. We want to know what we're consuming. And I'm like, no, it's not like food.
And nobody actually knows what they're consuming. Nobody reads the stupid labels. And then if they do, they don't actually understand what the ingredient names mean.
No, because you look at, he's like, I like Twizzlers, but I know what's in them. It's like, yeah, but you don't really know how bad they are for you. You're just looking at. He
totally doesn't know what Twizzlers are if he likes them.
It's like but with music, You either like the end result or not. What does it matter how it got into being?
It doesn't. That's exactly it. And this is the problem with any group of people that feels marginalized, whether it's actors making millions of dollars complaining, or whether it's musicians making millions of dollars complaining, or any other group that feels marginalized. It's like, hey, man, we had a good thing here, and you all came along and fucked it up. What's up?
You're putting us out of a job, man.
We're gonna break your legs if you keep this up. So yeah, that's kind of the thing. And if you're talking about a difference, here's the key thing. Well, first of all, what I was going to mention, because I was looking at it while you were talking, is so here's a post from yesterday that has a guy from the 1950s holding up a sign that says, "The only good communist is a dead communist."
Still true.
That I posted this morning. It got 462 views so far with 48 likes. So that's about a 10% like percentage. Pretty good. And it's literally just me clicking one button to repost a picture with no comment.
And you're looking at the stats, like who's looking, who's giving me who's likes.
Yeah. It's like 80% audience in Pakistan.
Right.
And no, I'm kidding.
Bangladesh. You're very popular in Bangladesh.
Bangladesh, it's amazing, right? So the thing people forget about music and film is it's entertainment. It has no actual benefit. Like, its only purpose is to make people feel better about their lives.
Well, which is a benefit. To be fair, it's to enrich
America,
your life.
People consider that a benefit. In the rest of the world, they see that as distraction because no one's worried about your lives. And so people that make entertainment, this includes sports, includes music, includes movies. I guess it would include like theater. Not that anyone ever actually goes to see theater. You're not a thespian, Gene? Not a significant percentage of the population. One of my all-time favorites, and I love entertainment. I consume a lot of entertainment, but also I recognize that it has zero value. It doesn't move the needle forward. No one has used entertainment to fly a spaceship to the moon. No one has used entertainment to cross the ocean. No one's used entertainment to build a product.
But they're singing sea shanties as they go across the ocean. It's
a bonus. It's a, what do we do with the time that we're not working that we want to increase the levels of what's the chemical in your brain?
Endorphins are just firing.
Endorphins. Yeah, there you go. If we want to increase endorphins undeservedly, not for doing a good job of doing something, but just to feel better, even though we're doing nothing. Oh, I know. We'll watch some entertainment. We'll listen to some entertainment. It's not something that is vital.
Of course it's not. But I don't think that's really the point. I still don't understand why, if the end product is good,
act as though it's vital.
For anybody as a listener, I mean, I get if you're an actor,
like it's vital.
I get if you're an actor, why you're really afraid that AI may take away all of your jobs.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a musician, I get the same thing. But we're already seeing that before AI, we had people playing laptops. They don't need a guitar player at every show anymore.
Right. That's true too.
So, and there are people that can just play every instrument, pre-record it. Great. They are very talented. But with a song, I don't understand why, if your ear, and now this I also agree to a certain extent with Cotton Gin, who's in the troll room. We've had this chat before. He's the one that says, I can always tell if it's AI. I don't believe that is true. But the other stat that Beato had was, in some latest, I don't know if it was test or something, only 3% of people can tell if a song is AI. I'm like, well, people are fucking stupid. And it's a question of AI performance to me or AI written, because AI performances can get pretty damn good. I mean, if you feed Bohemian Rhapsody into an AI, it can recreate it and it will still be a great fucking song. The song does not change. But if you go into AI and say, hey, look at this Queen's Bohemian Rhapsody and write me something in that vein, it's probably really going to suck. Not going to be the same.
I mostly agree with you. I'd say probably 90% I agree with you. I think what you need to compare is, does the AI performed version of Bohemian Rhapsody sound different, appreciably better or appreciably worse than the cover band version of Bohemian Rhapsody? Not the original,
right? But
a cover band version, because that's what you're getting with AI. You're getting a cover band. And I would say AI is probably better than most cover bands playing that song.
Well, especially when it understands not being pitch perfect.
Right. Exactly.
Because the pitch perfect throws everybody off.
Yeah, because we're not used to it. That's the thing.
Right. I mean, you can try. I mean, with an instrument, with a guitar, I can hold a G and it'll just be a G.
Once you tune the thing.
Well, if your voice, though, you can't hit a G and just stay there for a long period of time.
Very, very, very few people can, and for a limited period of time. I think if you look at some of the best singers out there that we have recordings of, there was some video guy did that put them through some kind of audio analyzer where you could see the frequencies.
Right, that's what Phil from the Wings of Pegasus does.
Does he? Okay, there
and
you go.
He goes through live performances and he's like, nope, this is all fucking bullshit. This is auto-tune.
Yeah, and a lot of people that we historically have considered to be like, oh, amazing voice, just pitch perfect. And you analyze it, they hit that G for about 1 second, and then it starts to tremolo. It's like, okay, I mean, that's better than most people, but that is not what a computer would do.
No. It just goes right to the note and holds it because it doesn't know better.
It holds it indefinitely. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it's also very much a moving target. We are right now, I think I've had an account on Suno for 3 years. So I'd say we're in the first 5 years of really computer audio. Or not computer audio, but that's been around for a lot longer. But
in the last 6 months, have really improved every tool that's in there.
Yes, Suno's on version 5. I will say by the time version 7, maybe 8 comes out, but probably 7, even 3% of the people won't be able to tell it's AI.
Well, because as Adam Curry pointed out, musicians are telling them the instrumentation is spot on. The only thing they're trying to catch up with is the vocals, and the vocals can be humanized. I mean, that was the most interesting thing for me, is that as a very bad singer, uploading acoustic guitar renditions of songs that I had written, it was still able to pick up the melody that I wanted and hit the notes, but not make it sound like it was completely computerized. And it's really, that's all you need to write a song. People, that's all you got. It's lyrics and melody, and you don't even need lyrics. So you technically write a song if you go, that is now a song.
This friend of mine that I mentioned earlier, who's into the AI stuff, he just finished doing a thing with his client. His client sold his business, came out with, a nice 8-figure deal out of it. And so now he's just kind of having fun. And he's been in the band, I guess, for quite a while. And so what they did was they spent one 3-day weekend. This is my buddy and this guy. And using AI, created a one-man musical show for him, like a performance piece around a number of songs, right? Put it together, wrote the music, wrote the songs, and then took out the vocals from the songs from the AI so he could sing them.
Right.
and because they're using it as a tool, right? Not as a replacement. And did all this literally in the course of 3 days. And now they've booked some theater with 1,000 seats for him to actually go do this.
Nice.
And it took him 3 days to do. Now, this is somebody that has been in a band for 20 years and, for fun, aside from doing real work, and B, sold this company for 8 figures. So he's got the money to do a little boondoggle like this for fun. So he doesn't have to make money on this. He's not trying to become a musician, but the guy's getting to live out clearly what is a fantasy experience for him without a whole lot of effort.
Well, the fact that you can get the full band instrumentation for anybody that's sitting by themselves with an acoustic guitar.
Mm-hmm.
And then, as you said, one of the most powerful things to do, I mean, it's fun to hear the AI singer and create the AI persona, but then stripping out the vocals and then doing your vocals over it again, whether they're going to be good or not, or you have to AI those, or you have to just go back to the old-fashioned way of auto-tuning and pitch correcting. But you can get your voice in there, and that is where I don't consider that AI music. I consider that AI produced music, but AI had nothing to do with writing the melody. It had nothing to do with writing the lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
It is just taking which is very similar to what has been done for a while, and this technology is getting better too. But back in the day, if you only had like a very small photograph, there was only so much you could do to blow that shit up. I mean, it was going to look completely pixelized and all that. These new tools that are out there that will let you take a tiny image pixel-wise and blow it up to something you can print as a poster without noticeable artifacting. Well, it's taking a look at what's there and it's recreating it. It's not doing what the old Photoshop did.
No.
But it's looking at this.
And this is the same tech that's used for video games on the high-end gaming cards.
Right.
To upscale.
Right. And that was a big thing for a while. People are like, the upscaling doesn't look as good.
Right. And it doesn't. However, it's gotten way better looking over the years. And unfortunately, the problem with it looking better is video game creators, the companies making the games, are kind of saying, it's good enough. And making games that have an unplayably crappy frame rate at full resolution,
right?
Knowing that most people have they're going to be playing at lower resolution and using upscaling for this. So it's also breeding bad habits by allowing you to upscale.
Well, so did people playing video games on their fucking phones. I mean, this is
totally.
We're shooting for a really small screen now rather than the olden days where it was it is now. I mean, you're a true gamer and you've got a bunch of really large monitors and beefy video cards.
I'm running 3 4K monitors right now.
Yeah, with beefy video cards in order to try to make all of this stuff look good. And you're right, it's the lowest common denominator, which is, could we cut a lot of corners and just have something else upscale it? It'll be great.
Yeah. But it's the same idea as what you're describing with the still images.
Right.
It's that we've now gotten to a point where we can take a limited amount of data and create a pretty darn good, but not perfect, version that has seemingly a lot more pixels.
Yes. And once you understand what it's doing, it is computing what's in the picture and it's recreating it rather than just blowing it up. And that for video games, they're doing that, 60 times a second or more?
Or more, yeah. Yeah, hopefully more, because generally if you're using that type of, if that feature's turned on, it's because you want to run several hundred frames per second.
You want to be able to frag that motherfucker coming from behind the
counter. You're not willing to sit there at 60.
You got to get your kill rate up, just like your engagement rate.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't generally turn that on when I play games. I don't like the way that looks, but I tell you what I do turn on is frame interpolation, because that works really well with very minor visual glitches, like not really noticeable. And that's just inserting frames in between other frames.
And you're probably getting AI generated music in the games. Soon it'll just be custom.
I don't know about that. I mean, most games have a composer listed, so.
Well, that's another job going by the wayside. But
but the composer could be running in an AI production system too. You never know.
But back to Beato saying that 40% of uploads are AI, and the whole, hey, no, man, that should be labeled. I think that's bullshit. That, oh, no, you have to label something as being AI. Well, then you know what? Every artist that fucking uses auto-tune should have to label it.
Be labeled.
As
right,
auto-tune can't really sing, because I want to know what I'm getting. That's why I liked Steve Earle's ex-wife, Alison Moorer. One hell of a natural singer and pretty damn hot back in the day.
Okay.
She released an album and actually did the ballsy thing of putting a sticker on the album that no auto-tune or vocal processing was used on the album at all.
Yeah. But
it's like that was the early days of this stuff.
Yeah. No, people have put stickers, like I've put on proposals that I've sent out to clients that no part of this proposal was written using AI, because there's so many people are just getting AI schlock being sent to them, and you don't have time to read it all.
No, AI is great. I mean, I would, as a tool to build something out quickly that you have to then go in and proofread very carefully. I don't think everybody has to start everything from zero because AI is bad, but you need to understand.
Depends on what you're doing.
Right. Well, what your needs are for that particular document. Or
I mean, AI is great at gathering data and then putting together summaries. AI is great for that.
For your emails. That's annoying though now in Gmail. Like, what's in this email is Gene telling Darren he sucks. And he goes on and on about it. But they want to give you that
I
right.
Wouldn't waste the time to email you.
No, it's always on Signal. Never through Gmail, because they want to use their AI. They're training their AIs right on your right on your email. But I thought there was a video of what's his name, Alex, the Russian dude with all the AI Apple big.
Oh yeah, that guy.
He did one the other day, and I had no idea this was even a thing, but it kind of makes sense. I'm still trying to wrap my brain around the technology behind it, which was using two compatible AIs, one of a much more condensed, quantized, so a smaller version, as maybe some people don't know. When you have some of these huge AI models, to make them work on lesser hardware, they go in and compress. And when you compress, just like anything else, like compressing music, you're losing some of the data.
Right.
But it's keeping what it thinks is important, but you're losing some.
Yeah.
But this technique had a highly compressed version of the AI all running locally, doing the original pass at creating the tokens. And if that information was deemed correct by the big, bad, slow model, it was kept. And only where the big, bad, slow model was like, no, you're fucking wrong here, did the slow model go in and replace that particular text, which made it like 20 times faster than running the slow model on its
fascinating.
Own. Right?
Yeah, so it's kind of the same thing. It's basically you're making a small image that's then using a fancy algorithm to scale up, and then comparing it to the full size, and only the parts where there were details need to bother getting done by the slower system, and where there's no difference because the sky can be compressed a lot more, then you just leave it alone.
I'm like, I was just like, well, how does it know in like real time what is correct and what's not? But this is a really groundbreaking is the way of using any of these tools.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure you've seen or at least read about the new 3D virtual glasses coming out from Steam. This will be their second generation that everybody's looking forward to because they're generally both affordable and good quality. Usually you have to pick one of those two.
Right.
And I think we should get some more announcements any day now because they're supposed to come out in the first quarter, or at least you should be start ordering them this quarter. But anyway, the glasses use something that I haven't seen before. Not to say it doesn't exist. Maybe I'm just not aware of it, but they've got sensors inside the VR glasses that track what you're looking at, which is not new. There are other glasses that do that. So you basically have eye tracking. I have eye tracking on my computer with my monitor. I have a device from a company that makes them for military purposes that'll track your eyeballs as well.
What happens if somebody's got a lazy eye?
If you got a lazy eye, you can turn it off. It just shoots a laser at it and it disables your eyeball.
Just fries the eye.
I mean,
I'll take care of the problem. Yes.
I'm only half kidding because it is shooting a laser at your eyeballs and then watching for the reflection. But anyway, so the Steam glasses have this feature built in, and how they're using it is fascinating. They know that the retina in the eye does not have a linear number of receptors for resolution across the entire eyeball. What's in the middle of your eye is seen with a lot more fidelity by your eye than things that are in the peripheries, right? So here's what they're doing. They're watching at 100 frames or maybe 120 probably frames per second what your eye is looking at, and then rendering that's in the middle at full resolution, and rendering things that are further away at lower and lower resolution.
Oh, that's freaking wild. So anybody walking into the room,
isn't that amazing?
It's like, wait, why is it all look screwed up? It's fuzzy.
But you'll never know that it looks screwed up because it's doing that on the fly, 120 frames per second. As soon as you move your eyeball to look at a different part of the screen, then that part is super sharp and the other part becomes less sharp.
That is pretty wild.
So as far as you're concerned, there's zero difference. Like you as the human can't tell that anything is different in these 3D, I keep saying 3D, in these VR glasses than any other VR glasses. The difference is all the other VR glasses render the whole scene in high resolution. These will render just the part that's in the middle of your frame at high resolution, everything else at lower, which means they will work with much lower quality video cards.
Right, way more efficiency
driving them. Yeah. And most the reason they did that, I think specifically, is because then you can plug that into one of the portable gaming devices that has less horsepower, and it'll still look just as good as it would on the PC.
Now, where is computer gaming? How many people are still doing the big PC computer gaming? I know it had its heyday in the 90s, probably the 90s.
More people today than ever. Yeah. Yeah, PC gaming there's more people doing PC gaming than ever in the history of PC gaming.
And don't you miss having to go out to a physical retail store and buying discs?
Oh yeah, buying discs. Yeah, I mean you can see the numbers of all the stats for like how many people are playing games stuff on Steam. Steam isn't the only place you can buy games, obviously, but it is a place the vast majority of people buy games, and they share their stats. Yeah, so you can see what it is. The number of people playing on consoles has historically been bigger number, and that's still the case, but it's a shrinking number. Whereas the number of people playing on PCs, even though it's a smaller number versus consoles, it's an increasing number. So more people are no longer bothering to get consoles because they have PCs that are sufficiently good enough to play games on.
Or they're just playing on their iPad or their phone and they're not real gamers.
Like there are people that only play on portable devices. Like they don't play any games on their computer at all. That's a little different category, I think. But yeah, the budgets for PC games are at this point getting to be billions of dollars per game.
So piracy's not killing them, or is this all because they got DRM and shit built in? And
no one pirates games ever since Steam came out. Like, there's no point to it. It's more convenient just to buy it.
Well, the convenience factor is huge. If they make it so you, almost all of them make it so you can't do any
things that
online games without it.
There's two things that, and that's a good point. So there's really three things that made piracy of games today be a fraction of what it used to be. Number one, it's really hard to pirate an online game that you have to log into on their server. So that's one thing. Number two, buying them on Steam versus getting them downloaded off of disk images through BitTorrent and then installing it that way and then not being up to date. So Steam always keeps all your software, all your games up to date. That's a huge thing.
Conveniently.
And the third thing is Steam lets you buy a game, play it, and if you don't like it, get your money back. And that honestly was the main reason people said that they pirated games. It wasn't because they couldn't afford the game. It's because they hated buying games that sucked.
True.
So if you can test,
there were a rash of games back in the day where the demos were great.
Oh yeah.
Then the actual game, not so much.
Yeah. So I've had a few games that I bought that I've refunded because they kind of sucked afterwards. In fact, even big games, the current generation of the what's that assassin game?
Assassin's Creed?
No. It's the one with the code number 47 guy.
Debbie's Dallas?
Yeah, I'm sure that's what it is.
Leisure Suit Larry.
You're playing as an assassin dude. I forget what it's called. Anyway, people know what it is. And I'll probably remember it in a little bit. But the latest version of that game has a really stupid feature, which is if you have a joystick plugged in, it takes its input from the joystick and not the keyboard and mouse. Now, most games let you use either both of those at the same time, or you can select in the game what you want your joystick to be. Not this game. It has no option to disable the joystick. So you, as a PC gamer, you either have to unplug your stupid joystick just to play that game with keyboard and mouse, or play it using a joystick. Now, as somebody that has a lot of space games where I'm flying around, the joysticks I use are not a controller like an Xbox. They're dual flight sticks. So that way I have 6 degrees of freedom, 3 on each hand.
Okay, that's a show title. 6 degrees of freedom.
That's what it's called. Yeah. 6 DOF. And that's the joystick that the game where you're running around as a dude to kill somebody is going to think that I'm going to use for that game. No. And I complained about it. I couldn't get a workaround from the company. And I just like, okay, Steam, give me my money back. It's not working. And they did. So
that is the oddest
game
problem I've heard with software in years.
Yeah, it was not a fun problem to get. I thought, what kind of company would not have any preference settings for joysticks and then force that if a stick is plugged in, it will automatically use it? That's just insanity.
You just have to use it if it's there.
Yeah. And I'm sure it was a decision that somebody made for quote unquote simplicity for the idiot users. So it's like, well, if someone's got a joystick plugged in, we wouldn't want to have them have to go to the settings and enable the joystick. Let's just assume that if we see a joystick plugged in, That's got to be what they want to use.
Oh yeah, it reminds me.
I've got 5 sticks plugged in here.
That's a lot of sticks, man.
I got a lot of sticks. Well, two of these flight stick type things, and then 3 others. One of them is my mouse. My mouse has a gyroscope, so I can use the mouse as a joystick as well. Like all that stuff is plugged in. Doesn't mean I want to use it on that game.
Just when you want to play flight sim and fly from Austin, Tejas over to Paris.
Mm-hmm. You know, ironically, I have not done any of that. I bought Flight Sim and I never played it.
And you have the big monitors and you have all of the right sticks.
3 4K screens. Yeah. In fact, Ben's going to get a big monitor here today. Later today, I'm driving out to his place with 4 monitors in the trunk.
Are you selling them to him?
He's got his new gaming PC, so I'm setting them up with some big screens.
Well, so you're never going to hear from him ever again then.
Hopefully.
You're like, I'm early done with this good old boy show. So maybe if I get Ben some
good old gamers, new podcast starting soon.
Good, right there you go. If gaming is still alive, right? That's better than cock, right? That's what. Well, I mean, depends on who you're asking, I suppose.
Yeah.
But
but we did some tests, at least as far as in Cyberpunk. His computer is about 20% faster than mine right now. So.
Oh, PC envy. You need to find a real job so you can buy a new PC.
He's got no excuse not to be playing games as far as I'm concerned. Because if he's running faster than I am, he ought to be playing these games.
How far does Ben live from you? Because this could be a problem for him as well.
About 2 hours.
Okay, so that's not close enough for you to drop by. Like, I want to go play Ben's rig. But you're going to be that's going to annoy you for a while that his rig is 20% faster.
No, not really. I mean, I was going to replace mine last year, but decided that the prudent thing would be to hold off on that for a little while and to replace it probably towards the end of this year.
I know. And now I'm seeing things like the new, totally different, but the new M5 Mac Studios coming out. I'm like, ooh. Maybe I should stack it with the M4. That would be
right. Exactly.
Think of the AI shenanigans that you can pull. Because it is all good. I mean, doing the stuff locally way better than doing the stuff online. And I did see something, I haven't really looked deeply into it, but it seems Perplexity is having problems, which I said was going to happen.
Oh, really?
One, because they rely on all the other services, meaning the best thing about Perplexity is that you can ask your questions to ChatGPT or Claude or Gemini. So they're obviously paying for that. I know it's cheaper for these services because there's a ton of them. But Perplexity gave away way too many free accounts for a year, and I think it was because they were really believing that Apple or somebody was going to buy them. So
they were doing sort of like the Uber model where you're losing money, and then like somebody big buy, or in case of Uber, you put everybody else out of business and then you jack your rates up.
Well, you say we have, how many millions of people, whatever it is, using our service, but you don't maybe point out the fact that you gave away all of those subscriptions for free.
Right. Exactly.
That's magazines back in the day. When magazines were a big thing, there were a bunch of different websites where you could go. I mean, do you want a Rolling Stone for $2 for 2 years? Well, yeah, but they were willing to sell it because, again, they were selling the advertisers based upon the amount of people with subscriptions. So if they needed more subscribers, they would rather give you the magazine pretty much for free so they could go to whoever they were selling ads to and be like, no, we need more. But with the Perplexity, so I think that was their biggest issue, because the aggregator thing, I mean, I get it, but then I also don't get how that works. And for the aggregators, you're really relying on the people that sign up and hardly use the service.
Right.
If you start getting guys like you and me who are like, I'm just going to use AI for every fuck thing. Well, then it becomes less of a good idea for them. But running the stuff locally now is not that far off as far as the answers that you can get on things. The privacy is obviously way better. The video creation, I still need, I think that's Apple, if they could catch up with video and photo creation, then they would be in a great space with the AI stuff. Yeah.
Well, they kind of missed their chance. That they could have bought OpenAI for a reasonable amount of money, like a few billion. But at this point, OpenAI is worth probably half of Apple.
Which is amazing when you look at the timeline on it.
Yeah.
And really...
And the fact that Musk donated $5 million to get him started.
He's a nice guy.
He's kind of not happy about that.
He doesn't own 10% of the company or anything?
No. It was a nonprofit. It was a nonprofit. He donated money to him.
And now they're a totally for-profit.
I mean, dude, the name OpenAI, what does that suggest to you?
All I know is that Grok is
it's supposed
really
to be a company doing research on AI for the benefit of everybody until they decided not to.
That's why Grok's like, I can eat your lunch.
Well, that's what he's making Grok for. I mean, the Grok would not have existed if OpenAI didn't go commercial.
That makes sense. And a lot of people still don't know there's more than ChatGPT. They hear
Grok is a hate project. Yeah, the number of people that keep telling me about, they like ChatGPT to them is the equivalent of AI.
Right.
And I'm like, yeah, I don't use that. You don't use AI? No, I use the better AI, Grok. Like on every test they do, Grok is better than ChatGPT.
It's not as good as the image creation yet, but otherwise.
Well, neither's ChatGPT.
Well, it has is it the Firefly through there? There's one. No, that's Adobe. Yeah,
the Google one I think is pretty good. The Google AI is good with image creation. I forget what it's called.
Well, the ChatGPT is good with image creation.
And Midjourney, obviously.
The Nano Banana is really good at editing.
Google. The Nano Banana is Google.
That is excellent at editing.
Yeah.
And here's the other interesting thing that I found with having a Photoshop subscription, because Photoshop now has added in the ability to use the third-party AI. So rather than using the Firefly, whatever it is, through Adobe, you can use Nano Banana, you can use Flux and a few other things.
Well, that's cool. Yeah.
Now, the interesting thing to me was using the same photograph. My nephew wanted an image of his kid as dressed like Mickey Mouse from Fantasia.
Okay.
So I went into Nano Banana with the kid's picture and I'm like, hey, make this into like mini Fantasia. And it was like, I cannot do this with images of real people.
Yeah.
I did the same fucking thing in Photoshop using Nano Banana. Boom,
and
done.
Fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
So that means the filter is based on the interface,
right,
and not on the product. Yeah.
So I guess if you're in Photoshop, you have more of an ability to do, which is where all of this stuff is going to really start having problems, which is why I think Elon is really smart with this, because as I need to start pairing off, because Perplexity is eventually going to die, even though I'm getting it for free.
Yeah.
I like ChatGPT. I think it's worth the $20 a month. With that said, I'm tired of it telling me, there's guardrails on this.
Nope. Yeah. Exactly.
And then I have to go to Grok anyway. So it's like, why wouldn't I just put all of my money into Grok?
Yeah. That's what I did.
Guardrails will kill the AI. And for anybody that knows what they're doing and has any money at all to buy the hardware, they can download their own fucking models at Hugging Face or wherever you want to get them. I'm sure there's multiple resources for it. And you can do it locally. So the concept nobody's going to be able to do this because we put up guardrails. It's like, no, they're going to go somewhere else.
It's the whole guardrails thing is just stupid.
The word guardrails is retarded as well, but it's what they use. For the AI, it's too dangerous to give you that information. The whole Well, we don't want to be the one to tell you how to create thermite in your basement. Yeah, but
I know, right?
The information is out there. They're going to get it somewhere.
Yeah.
This whole concept of you
it's like having a library that restricts you from taking books out that it considers risky, like the Anarchist Handbook.
Dude, the poor man's James Bond as well. I'm just going back to remembering the titles that were on the bulletin boards back in the 1980s.
Right. And it's somewhere I had all those stored. Yeah, probably lost them all by now, but yeah, it's like there were books that were quote unquote banned, but not like you could still get them, but just not readily.
Yes. Yeah. I have a book. I think it was hard to get at the time. Maybe, I don't know if it's still around. And it wasn't the as hardcore as you think it might have been, but it was called Spite, Malice, and Revenge. And it was just ways to fuck with people. Which I thought was just
for that.
Yes. Did you write that?
Yeah.
Well, good. I mean, that's our exit strategy. It's the 3 diabolical. Yeah, you can get it at looks used on Amazon. It is Spite, Malice, and Revenge: The Ultimate Guide to Getting Even. 3 diabolical volumes in one. By M. Nelson Chunder and George Hayduke. Yeah, sure, like that's their real name.
Yeah, that sounds like a real name.
It was published in 1988.
I don't know. Like the other argument that's always been used for like violent video games and even movies is it kind of gets this shit out of people's systems. Like people that shoot other people in video games generally are not the people that are committing mass violence in real life. It's the liberals that don't play video games that are committing actual violence.
I don't know the stats, but I would believe that is probably true.
Well, I mean, look at any BLM protest or any of these Minnesota protests. Do these people look like gamers to you?
Yeah, some of them, yeah, with the purple hair and the nose rings.
Purple hair chicks, yeah. They don't own a computer. They just have a phone.
They totally look like gamers. At least that's what I imagine the gamer chicks looking like.
You got to watch a little more of the Twitch then.
The witch? Or do you say Twitch?
Twitch.
Which Winnie Witch? Twitch?
They're twitchy.
Yeah, I really don't understand. I mean, I haven't seen if they actually did open up on ChatGPT for it to start giving the nutty conversations, because it was going to do erotica. It promised us, Sam Altman promised us, you were just going to have to ask, which there was something I was trying to, it was one of the no agenda arts I was trying to do, like a space condom. And it's like, we are treating this as a teenage conversation. I'm like, what the fuck do you mean you're treating this as a teenage conversation, ChatGPT? I'm 55 fucking years old.
Teen conversation.
I know. And I'm like, well, how do I prove?
What was the trigger on that?
Trying to create a space condom, which did end up winning, which was hilarious because ChatGPT then came up with a totally PG version of what I was asking for, and was so funny that it was chosen. And it was funnier than anything I had come up with about. So I was like, this is the one time ChatGPT actually created the art more than my prompt, because my original prompt, it was like,
artists realize that Adams had a AI choosing the winners now for the last 6 months?
That's how it should be, man. The AI knows.
Yeah.
I tried sending him some AI audio, and he's like, it's all to AI. It's like, well, it's all to AI when you give it the exact wording. So when the wording is like, no agenda is my guilty pleasure, of course you know that's an AI. The old AIs, the non-AI ISOs that they used to use were always just weird little snippets of people saying weird things, not like donate now or that was a good show or things like that. It was always something like, well, that's how you eat a banana.
Darren is right.
Yes. Say that again. Let me get a good ISO on that.
Yes. Darren is wrong.
Exactly. I hear that.
Darwood is right.
I hear that way more. But with these AIs, man, now they're going to be able to do so many things. They're going to be able to go on And they're going to be able to go buy your Taylor Swift albums when they come out.
Oh, yeah. Can you set up a AI automated anytime a new album comes out, trigger a purchase?
You can, the agent. Now, here's the thing.
You should.
I had it was under my wife's name, but it was a long argument with Universal because they came out with.
You use your wife's name for that.
Well, it was because her account was the one that was flagged and the orders were canceled. And I know there is no legal recourse with a company as large as Universal Music.
Right. Yep.
But they put out things that are limited edition and they sell them as listed as one per customer. Right. Now, what that means to them after emailing back and forth is, a billing address or shipping address was the same. Yeah. I'm like, well, fuck you, dude. People have a lot of people living at one location.
Roommates, man, roommates.
Right. And they did not fucking care at all. And I'm like, well, why don't you at least fucking change the language then?
One per address?
Yeah. Which would make sense.
What that would do is just get a bunch of people to start using P.O. boxes and things.
No, but you would have to go buy the P.O. box, but that's already what it is. But understand this. Once they even said the shipping address.
So there's a very easy fix for you. I don't know if you haven't thought of it yourself. All you have to do next time you want to order a bunch of these things is just in your address, put apartment 1, apartment 2.
I thought about that.
3.
But it's also the billing address. So you would need to vary. I need credit cards then in apartment 1 through 100.
Apartments. Yeah. You could do that. Yeah.
But because here was the other thing. I was like, well, Gene will fucking buy it for me. That's fine.
But, yeah, I'm happy to.
But you couldn't ship it to me because.
Because they only ship to the billing address?
Well, if it matches a shipping or billing address, well, I would be getting the one that I ordered shipped to me. So somebody can't even buy you a gift, even though you are a different person in a different state.
Right.
You can't, you would have to have it shipped to you and then reship it,
which is over to you. Yeah. That's a pain in the butt.
Right. But it's like, if you're really going to block even that, because otherwise, this would be a great system for me because I've got, 100 people listening to any given show at any given time where I'd be like, anybody want an extra $5? Just order this, send me the receipt. I'll send you the cash. Yeah. But then they would be like, no, we can't have this. You're shipping them all to the same address. It's like, yeah, but they're obviously different customer. We should try that the next time because that would be a very fun argument to have with these fuckers as well. And it would be good content to be like, so by one customer, you mean somebody living in a completely different household in a completely different state can't even send me one as a gift because they're obviously buying it.
Yeah.
But again, just change your wording.
But you know very well why they have those limits.
Because they want to artificially increase the third party markets, I guess.
You mean reduce the third party market?
No, they want to increase what people are going to get because you can now, because this was so hard to get, I would assume that the price people are going to be selling them for will be astronomical. Because if anybody actually wanted one to keep for themselves, they can't order a second to resell.
Yeah, because they're not meant to be resold. They're meant to be purchased.
I know, but they are all resold. But they are all resold.
What they're trying to do is the same thing that they've done with concert tickets, which is they don't want scalpers being the only ones that buy Taylor's tickets.
Well, the concert tickets were a very easy solution, and I know it pissed a lot of people off. I don't know what Taylor Swift did, but when Springsteen did it, and the person that ordered the ticket had to pick them up and go in.
Yeah.
Meaning you couldn't just sell them in bail.
It's the same thing that Joe Rogan's comedy club here in Austin does. That when you order the ticket, you can only pick it up with the driver's license that matches the order information.
Right. If it's not, no.
If it's not, you don't get your ticket. Too bad.
But you also, once you pick up the ticket, have to walk right in. They're like, nope, you can't just then walk out and sell them out front. Which makes sense.
I don't know about that because, you could be picking up tickets for a whole group of people you bought them for.
They better be with you, man. They better be attached to your head.
That's annoying. This is the reason I'll never go there.
Well, it's all annoying.
But I think that there's it's the same reason they don't want to sell a whole bunch of these records to the same address, is they don't want someone to just make a business out of buying these in bulk and then reselling them for twice as much on eBay. Like, that's not their intent with these records.
But see, the more you sell to people up front, the less reason there is to have a resale market. Meaning, if you flood the zone, it's why I always tell my dad to stop buying the fucking Topps Now baseball cards, which the way Topps Now works is they have a new card. I don't know if it's every day, every week, whatever it is, but it's on sale here's the card. It's on sale for 48 to 72 hours. Anybody that wants to buy one can, but then they stop producing them.
Yeah. Limited run.
But anybody that wants one can buy one, which means almost none of these have gone up in value because everybody that wanted one bought them.
Well, then that's the ideal. That's the way everything should be sold.
Right? Not, we're limiting these to one per address. I said, you know what? For me, it's just funny. It's content. And I like bitching about Universal Music.
Yeah, you like bitching about a lot of things. Yeah.
But if somebody actually had 3 teenage daughters that all love Taylor Swift, and you're like, well, we're going to have to pick only one of you, sweetie.
Yep, pretty much.
It's like, that's not fair. The one per.
I'm on the side of Taylor on this.
Well, I don't think she has a clue what's going on, but I love Universal Music. Well, we understand
I don't know about that.
We understand that you and your wife are, unique customers. It's like, I don't think you do, because you say one per customer and you're only going to sell us one combined. Well, but our system, it's the bullshit of the world now. Like, well, our system tags, it's not me, sir. It's our system tags the address for billing or shipping. It's like, well, then change your fucking wording. And I asked them for their legal representative and they stopped responding.
Yeah.
Which I think is funny as well. Maybe I'll see if the constitutional lawyer, could you give me like an AI script I can send over to Universal Music just to be like, fuck you. Show up at a small claims court. Oh,
I'm sorry. Did you want that address just banned from buying anything? Is that what you're trying to do?
Exactly.
Because that's what you're going to end up with.
We can no longer sell you anything anymore.
Yeah, you're on the do not sell this list.
It's time to sell anyway. It's like stocks. It's time to sell when they're high, man. But it is. It's just weird.
I had some pretty good. I sent you some info. I actually. Just to toot my own horn, I had a pretty good record this year.
Woo! So you're going to have a big donation coming in for Random Thoughts?
No, I'm not working right now. So this is all I'm living on as far as I'm concerned. It's just it's just purely from, buying and selling stocks profit.
We need a jingle for Gene Needs a Job.
We do need a jingle for that. That's true. If only there was an AI that could make a jingle.
I know we'll have to work on that. Somebody hire Gene. It'll be great. But see, the funny thing was, just before we get off the Taylor Swift thing, was a just single 45, one per customer. The autographed compact discs were 4 per customer. There were 4 variants. So the people that got in immediately got 16. And my wife ordered some for this address as well from her, and that went through. So they weren't limiting the autograph stuff, which is the stuff that goes way up, but we're limiting a 45. It was very weird. But it's supply and demand. I mean, really, there are certain guys, my dad, of course, collecting all the baseball autographs.
Yeah.
Rapid Robert, Bob Feller, one of the greatest pitchers ever. He is dead now, but his autographs go for like $25. Why? Because this dude lived to be like 95 years old and signed autographs for everybody he ever met and ever wanted.
Yeah.
So it's the people that are like, oh, I don't want to autograph. I never sign. Well, theirs go way up. So you flood the market, you flood the zone.
Yeah, I mean, it's a better strategy for the person doing it. Because if you start limiting what you're doing, then you are creating a secondary market.
Yes. And
this is true for anything. It's if there's more demand than supply, you are enabling a secondary market.
Well, and that was one of the most interesting things with all of the Taylor Swift autograph stuff, all of the merch, is that watching in the forums when I checked in, they were all blaming the sneakerheads. It was the people that already had these automated systems set up to be able to buy sneakers the second they went on sale.
Oh, funny.
That don't like Taylor Swift, but as you said, they're just making a business out of buying and reselling because they have the systems that are set up to do it. Soon, though, again, all these AI agents, it's going to be there where it's like, well,
dude, we had these very rudimentary versions of these for eBay many years ago.
Right. That's why I quit it. My one job was because of the AI auto bidder that I made. Selling, that just is the flashback to buying loads of 3.5-inch discs and bubble envelopes. That was like a couple times a week going to the post office with like 100, 200 bubble mailers with a little 3.5-inch disc in there, charging somebody $9.99 for a little JavaScript piece of code that would open up, just go here. And then in a iframe would open up the eBay page. And because it was opened in the iframe, you could set the timer in the other frame for the JavaScript. And it was basically, you set everything up in eBay to the point of you wanted to just hit send. And all this thing would do would have a timer and then it would hit send for you.
Yep.
Made a lot of money on that. Well, not a lot, but at the time, a lot.
Yeah.
Now AI can do it.
Oh, easily. Yeah. I mean, now I don't even know if you really need AI because you could do a lot of that just directly from eBay.
True.
I've never liked the sniping stuff because like my top end that I'm willing to pay for something doesn't actually change. So a week ahead of time, I know what is the most that I'd be willing to pay for it. And I get that the whole point of using the sniping thing is that the price stays low until the last second.
Right. Because most people didn't understand proxy bidding.
Yeah. And every time I've tried that, there's always been more than just me trying to get it. So the price would sit at $50 for a week, and then it would close at 280.
Right. And
there was multiple of us willing to bid.
And it was, it was $50 3 minutes before closing. That's
yeah. Exactly. But it's just so much easier and cleaner for me just to put in the 280 right into eBay and not think about it. And if it goes for more than that, then it's too expensive and I don't worry about it. If I get it, then it's going to be for 280 or less. So I just don't want to fuck with it.
It was all the gamification. It made it more fun. Now, eBay, of course, could have fixed that problem years ago. And I never understood why they didn't, because eBay makes their money based upon a percentage of
the final price.
Right. Yeah. So it would behoove them to get the highest final price, meaning every time a new bid came in, if it would extend by 30 minutes, 60 minutes, whatever it is, you would totally eliminate the need to have any of these sniping stuff, and it would make them more money. It would make the sellers more money.
Yeah.
Which
so on Gunbroker, which is the gun version of eBay, that's the way they do it. Is every bid extends it by like 2 minutes or something.
That way, if you want to get a bid
there's no way to snipe. It's just, even if you're doing it manually, you could compete against the bot just fine because you've literally got 2 minutes to put in a higher bid.
Right. Makes more sense.
Yeah.
And it
I
takes
think
away
so.
the reason to snipe. So that way more people would be like Gene and be like, well, okay, I'll spend up to 200 here. I'm just going to put that in.
Exactly.
There's no need to dick around. The price should be set.
No.
If it's up for a week, the price could be set for the last 6.5 days because everybody that wanted it saw it in the first 12 hours, bid, went, okay.
Yep.
But now
Yeah,
eBay,
and this is also why when I've sold stuff, I've always put it in for $1 as a starting price.
if you know it's going to sell, yes.
Yeah, I would much rather have that price just climb over naturally than set in, start something at a higher price point and then have basically nobody bidding on it for a week because there's other stuff that started at $1.
I've done both. I've done both, and then they both have their advantages. I mean, one thing I'll tell you, if you have an item that you know is worth, $100 or more and you started at $1, there is a fucking rush to like, somebody better fucking bid. This better not go for $1.
Well, that's fair enough, but I've never been too worried about that. I mean, I've sold like $1,500 guns for $1, or I've started them at $1.
The other way to go on
Actually,
eBay,
more than that, I think about $2,000 was my highest one.
List very high and then wait for the people to come in with offers.
I've never done an offer.
It's
on either side of it. I've never bought
system.
one, and I've never sold.
I listed.
Yeah, I would think that works better if you have a bunch of something.
It all depends. Or if it's something that you just don't care if you sell it or not, you're just looking to get the most amount of money for it. Like I had a ticket stub from the first pay-per-view WWF event, which just happened to be here in the beautiful city of Rosemont. And I sold one of them. I had 2 ticket stubs. My dad and I went, and I sold one a while ago. I put the last one up for $1,000 or best offer. And it sat there for close to a year until this week when somebody came in with an offer of $275 and I couldn't hit yes fast enough.
So I have 2 questions on that. A, who the fuck keeps ticket stubs 25, 30 years?
You should, man.
And B, who the fuck buys ticket stubs? Because this tells me that there is no economic downturn at all in this country. If people are still throwing money away on literal garbage, then you can't be complaining about a bad economy, because in a bad economy, you cannot spend money on garbage. And that's what ticket stubs are. It's garbage.
It's a very interesting market. Yeah, I'm with you. My dad was the hoarder, so he never threw ticket stubs out. I was the same way. Just threw them in a box. You're like, oh, they're memories you want to remember if you were at some event, whatever it is. Never thought any of them would be worth money. It was like one of those things where you're just going to have to throw them away at some point. And the only reason I figured out that these things were worth money, and that during COVID, they went nuts, just like baseball cards as well, though, so they kind of mirrored each other. But there was a dude that was trying to complete a set of ticket stubs from every game Carlton Fisk ever played in. And if you know baseball, Carlton Fisk played for like 20 fucking years. Baseball players play like 150, 60, 70 games a year. So this dude was trying to get...
That's just crazy.
Well, he was down at the last count. He was down to only needing like 10 or 15 ticket stubs.
Yeah, but you don't do anything with them. At least
just
the virtual spaceship you can fly.
Some might say that they're very similar things. They're just eye candy. And these are collectible. But here's the thing, like baseball cards, they pushed the hell out of baseball cards. So there's millions of them. Now, one of the things that people seem to pay a decent amount of money for are ticket stubs from the first game anybody plays, Hall of Famer. So Wayne Gretzky's first game, Michael Jordan's first game. I mean, Jordan's first game, I think, went for over $1 million for the best ticket stub. That was an unused one, which was but it was also in perfect shape, which the dude said he was like in town for business and somebody gave him the tickets, or his dad gave him the 2 tickets, and he couldn't find anybody to go with. which was the best thing that ever happened to this guy, because having an unused ticket stub is even more rare. But with all of these things, we're talking supply and demand. You know how many people were at most of these ball games or hockey matches, maybe 10 to 25,000 on average. And as you just said, most people treated these as garbage, which means the amount of ticket stubs that are actually out there, it's only the rarity that makes them worth money. It's the same reason why if you really want your mind blown, unless this is completely a money laundering thing, go onto eBay and look at what some Victoria's Secret catalogs from like the 80s, 90s, 2000s, see what those are selling for. Some are in the hundreds of dollars. Again,
it's insanity.
They were
it's
never meant right. But it's all people are like, I'm collecting something. And I don't know. Yeah, some people have the collecting
idea of collecting is great. Dude, I threw away about 200 shrink wrapped, sealed in plastic Playboys.
Should have sold them on the open market, man.
It took me about that long to cancel my subscription after I got married. And so they literally sat in plastic wrap. And when I moved,
what was the wife like? You're not going to open that, are you, Gene? You're not going to read that filth, are you? Wife,
if anyone would have opened them, it would have been her.
She'd leave you for another woman?
No.
Breaking.
Yeah, exactly. But it was one of those things where, they were just accumulating. I was accumulating them in a box, and eventually, when moving, it was just unnecessary crap to move.
Right.
Yeah, and I'm sure they would have been worth something, but it just it didn't even occur to me that this is worth spending time on.
No, and a lot of them are. The oddity is like the Victoria's Secret catalog's worth way more. Why? Because guys overall didn't get them. Most of them were thrown away.
Speak for yourself.
Well, most of them were. I did too, because I figured out really quick where you buy the gifts for the ladies.
Yeah,
at least back in the day.
I figured out pretty quick in high school that this is free porn.
Well, that's true as well. And you're like, well, this is cheap and just shows up at the house. No, Mom, that must have been a mistake. It
shows up by itself in the house. It costs nothing.
Yes. Just must have been a mistake. I don't know, but let me dispose of that for you. But it's all of these things that were never meant to be collectible, to be worth anything.
There's probably people that are buying Sears catalogs.
Well, I can see. I bet you old Radio Shack catalogs. They're not the same jerk-off material, but
yeah.
You're like, man, would you look at that Bearcat scanner? Oh shit, man, those were the days.
I've sent you a few videos that I've come across randomly on YouTube, like of 1980s commercial reel. Where it's nothing but TV ads from the early 80s. It's kind of neat to see, but I sure as hell wouldn't pay any money for that shit.
No, it's like Pokemon. They're some of the most expensive.
Wouldn't pay any money for that shit either.
I know.
It's crazy.
They're even more expensive than baseball cards as a whole. Pokemon is the nuttiest shit.
Yeah.
And there's some of these other games, like Magic the Gathering. There's a bunch of these things that have come out of nowhere. And it's like, why would anybody pay? But there's something in
there's
that.
Two aspects. So like, at least for Magic, it is an actual game. It's a card game. Or some people would say it's like a card chess game. And so there is an actual playable factor here. But you're right. There are people that don't play the damn thing. They purely collect rare cards.
And why? What does that do for you? No, I understood collecting baseball cards as a kid, but.
Yeah. The only thing I've collected is like
ex-wives.
Really rare, expensive alcohol.
Right, and then you stop being able to drink it, which is really...
But not to collect it. The enjoyment comes from buying something that will never be available again and then consuming it.
You're not putting it up for the highest bidder.
You could buy baseball cards and then burn them.
Smoke them like a nice cigar.
Mm-hmm.
They're the finest Cubans around. You roll them up.
Hey, I still got some of those Kinky Friedman cigars.
Nothing wrong with Kinky, man. He was one good Jew boy.
He was a good Jew boy, yeah.
Guy wrote songs like no other. That's for damn sure.
Yeah. He was a character for sure.
Now, speaking of people that have helped support the show.
Oh, do we have one?
For your donations, thank you for your support. Darren's gonna buy some clothes and food. Gene needs a new spaceport. For all of his spaceships, he's kind of...
Yeah, he needs those new spaceports.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thank you from Unrelenting. Keith Shoemaker came in with $3.93 as cup of coffee donation.
Mm-hmm.
Which is actually accurate now that I'm on the Eli,
like
the
a half
coffee
a cup
guy
of coffee
train.
these days.
Well, what was that?
At Starbucks, that's half a cup.
Well, yeah, at Starbucks. That's why you got to make your own, man. My new brawn machine. I like the new brawn machine. You can do
You got a new brawn machine?
can do a whole pot, can do a half pot,
Hmm.
can do a few different cup sizes as well. Just
Mm-hmm.
I forget the name. There's a coffee board or something that like gives their seal of approval on certain machines as long as they do their temperature can be proven to be accurate and that the grounds and the water mix for the right amount of time.
A coffee maker or an espresso maker?
Coffee, just drip.
Okay. Got it. Drip. Okay.
So I get my coffee now from Eli, the coffee guy, or I still like the 8 o'clock or the Dunkin'. That's fine too. I put the beans in, grind them up, throw them into this thing. It just makes it. It makes a good pot of coffee. Then I bought a carafe too because everybody's like, well, if it sits on the warming plate for like 4 hours, it's no good, man. The coffee's no good. You can taste it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I've never really noticed that big of a difference between the first cup and the last. But I like the carafe better because then you don't have to leave the hot plate on and it keeps it warm for about the same amount of time. Thermal energy, it's a beautiful thing. But the $3.93 for grinding your own beans, that's at least a cup. That's more than a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Eli's
Although
bags.
beans are more expensive than that.
Eli's bags you get, I think they're $12. And that is like 3 pots of coffee per. So it's about $4. That's about a pot of coffee.
Mm-hmm.
And Eli, we're doing a meetup here in the Chirac area on March 7th, which by default, I guess it's a no agenda / unrelenting / planet rage / rock and roll pre-show / random thoughts / Eli, the coffee guy meetup at Hailstorm Brewing.
Okay.
March 7th, Tinley Park, Illinois, everybody.
That's coming up.
I know, it should be fun. The first meetup ever, because I met Eli, and the first no agenda producer I ever met out in the wild. And I kept complaining, like, well, they did like a couple of these suburban meetups like years ago, and I'm like, I've been just looking ever since. I thought, well, why is nobody doing? And he's like, we should just do one. And I'm like, okay, let's do it. Now nobody will show up. That'll be
they'll show up. There's always people that show up.
Be like, here's a little plate for no agenda. Here's one for unrelenting. You got any notes for Gene? You want to send him some cash? Here's the cash app. We'll just put
comments. Yeah.
You want me to print a little? I can have a cash app direct to Gene.
You do that. We talked about doing a meetup here in Texas, but I told Ben that I'll show up to one, but I will do zero effort in organizing one.
That's kind of where I was. That's why Eli's like, I'll get everything together.
Yeah. Yeah.
Should be fun. I'm like, it's only a couple hours. It's 5 minutes away, 10 minutes, somewhere like that. It should be interesting. Unless, somebody tries to kill me. Then Gene will have
then
less.
You got something to talk about.
This is true. I'll be wearing Kevlar. I'll be strapped, man. Should I bring my...
You better be hoping somebody tries to kill you.
True. I mean, that would be headline news. I should bring my Sig Sauer with. Make sure the wife is packing. You might even get a
no agenda episode cover.
Oh, a nice RIP. That's really what everybody hopes for, isn't it? Mark Kodra came in with his $3.33 as he does each and every show. That dude rocks.
Yep.
As does Scott Codswallop from the beautiful UK, who comes in every show with $2.50. That's the 2 guys that are really listening to the show right there. The rest of you...
Or the 2 guys that forgot to cancel.
No, I don't even think these are automated. I think both of these are manually done, yeah.
Huh.
They're like, we like that unrelenting. because it's unrelenting. It's unrelenting.
Yeah, except when we're not here.
Which happens every now and then. It was C. Brooklyn the other day when we had to move Planet Rage. He's like, let me give you a little hint. Being consistent makes a big difference. Like, we can consistently not do the show anymore at all. I mean, that would be the most consistent thing to do.
Right.
But it's like when Larry had something, and then it's like, well, Tuesday was a rare Wednesday Planet Rage this week.
Okay. You changed day of the week.
Right. He couldn't do Monday. I was going to the retinal doctor on Tuesday to double check the lasers that were shot into my eyes 2 months ago. I got
how was that?
Like, well, it was good. I got a little laugh from the nurse because he's looking into the eye, and he's like, oh yeah, this the healing from the laser is, I forget the exact word he used, but it was like perfect. Couldn't ask for more. This is better than good, whatever it was. I'm like, oh, it's almost like you knew what you were doing, huh? And he's like, you know me, I just like to poke around in the eye. Like, yep, yeah. Want somebody that knows what they're doing.
So, you have 1 or 2 eyes that are currently working.
One, and that was the one. See, it's a good eye was the one that had the laser shot into it.
Okay.
And it was just in the periphery. And again, as your retina's thin as you age, their little tears can form, little holes can form. Now, they can see these things most of the time before you notice anything in your vision.
Yeah.
So that's where
I should get you one of these if my dad still has some. So when his vision started going bad, he invented a device to be able to look at the inside of your own eye.
Really? That's wild.
Yeah. Yeah. So it totally works. I tried it. And, you just close one eye and you look through the other one and you see all the inside of your eye. It's pretty cool.
But what if you only have one eye?
Yeah. Well, then, I had to close my other eye to use it when I have 2 eyes. So
that makes sense.
Makes no difference. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
fun.
just basically like a specialized kind of a mirrored thing.
Everybody needs to know. I mean, you at least know.
Well, he made it because he just doesn't trust doctors for good reason.
Well, yeah. That's why again, my first retina doctor was multiple surgeries, couldn't keep the retina up, which is why there's no fucking vision in that eye at this point, basically. This guy seems to know what he was doing. Of course, he's younger and, maybe better at what he did. I think I've told the story that the fact that he was the first one after the other guy did multiple surgeries for I forget what they call it. Basically, the thing that they're sticking into your eye to put the retina back, And he ordered one that was extra long. He's like, well, the regular one's probably not going to be long enough. So it's like,
you're tall.
Well, the eyes are big because I'm a big mofo. So it's like, wait, did the first guy not even use the right?
Nope, didn't bother.
No, so there's always search around for a good doctor. And I think it was the CHB net pointing out it's a certified home brewer or something like that and there's only, if you do a search for Amazon, there are so many fucking coffee brewers that was kind of my first thing that I wanted to look for. Once I realized there was a third party that actually did some testing, while not perfect, I'm like, well, I'm going to get somebody that actually put their shit through this, because then you assume that they know what they're doing.
Now I'm getting to that point where I'm almost forgetting what coffee tastes like.
Well, we need to get you some, man.
I think it's been about 6 years since I've had a coffee.
And I'll say Eli, the coffee guy, not just because I like Eli, but Gigawatt Coffee. It does not have the burnt taste that all the Starbucks stuff does. We've tried a variety of his blends. He got from light to dark, and they have all been really good. Even the espresso blend, which normally you'd think, you're going to need to really cream and sugar that thing up. No, it was just fucking nice. And I'm not just saying that because Eli's giving me free coffee, but he is. So I'm just letting you know he's giving me free coffee.
He's giving you free coffee? Oh, I didn't know that.
Like, this is
promoting him. Oh, this is an ad, so you can't play this on the No Agenda Network then.
Well, see, no, that's changed now.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, brand
now
new.
You can have commercials.
If you have advertisements, there was somebody
Who made that change decision?
Adam. Believe it or
Adam's
not,
getting ready to put a bunch of ads in.
maybe, I don't know. It was some show, I forget the name, that I'm guessing he wanted on the stream, and or Bemrose wanted on the stream. I don't remember who wanted on the stream. Either way, Bemrose told Adam, hey, but he has, advertisements in, and he's like, I put it on there anyway. So if you hear an outright advertisement on the No Agenda stream, now you'll know why.
A new domain called No Agenda Ads.
Maybe you could do that. You could start selling ads on the mighty No Agenda stream.
Yeah, start selling ad space.
There you go.
Yeah, I got a new ad. A new show we should add on the network.
Gene's a new
Bemrose
strategy.
was smart. This would have been Bemrose's exit strategy, is just
Right.
plug all the holes between the shows with advertising and then keep it.
There you go. Oh, yeah. Nobody knows.
There you go,
what that is.
Bemrose. There's your retirement plan.
Just throw those in between. Nice.
If you're in charge of running the network, it's kind of up to you to put the ads in.
Yeah, but then that also takes what entropy is when you have to start moving, or it's what's
You have to start moving.
Right. You have to do something, and there's the whole lazy factor. I'm with them on that too.
Well, that's what AI is for, isn't it?
Maybe AIs can do that.
Yeah.
AI can sell the ads and they can do the ads.
I think so.
But thanks to Keith, Mark, and Scott for supporting the show. If you want to support it, go to unrelenting.show/donate. All of the information is there. We are still value for value. And I watched that latest YouTube video you had sent over about the raunchy movies of the 80s.
Yeah, wasn't that funny?
Yeah, I need to download most of those
You couldn't
again.
make any of those today.
I watched. Well,
They're all sexist.
Well, exactly. The last time I was sick, I watched Fast Times at Ridgemont High, which great movie.
Okay. Yeah, it's classic.
But some of those other ones, I'm like, I know I saw Porky's, but I remember very little about it.
Porky's 2, Porky's 3.
Porky's the Revenge, Porking.
Yeah.
Basically movies that the only reason they existed was that so nubile young women could take off their tops. And
Or
this is
more
also...
men could watch the nubile young women take off their tops.
This is also where the internet fucked everything. I was thinking about that. It's like we used to have to go out. Well, for Gene, the Victoria's Secret catalog showed up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it showed up at home. Yeah.
But otherwise, you had to go out and get a Playboy magazine. You had to go to the movies. This wasn't like everything in the palm of your hand.
No.
There's a reason why it fits in one palm. That you can...
Although there was porn on BBS's.
Oh, of course. Assy porn back in the day.
This is a funny story, actually. I got caught this would have been 7th grade by my social studies teacher with a black and white printed out image that I got off of a BBS.
Nice.
Of chicks sitting in a hot tub topless.
Now, it wasn't assy art, right? It was actual photograph.
No. It was actual. It was, it was dithered black and white print on a printer. This is back in the day when you're downloading a GIF,
right?
And you can see every other line popping up in real time while it's downloading.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember
one of those days. So
the 300 baud modem.
I'm sure she got a big kick out of it. And nothing happened. Like she basically confiscated the image and then, did it in the middle of class just to make sure everybody knew that I did that.
We had to make an example of young Gene.
Yeah. But I really liked her. She was hot.
Oh, well, see, now the picture, if it was of her, that would have been even better. Gene's
no. I know. Oh, did I not mention it was of her? Yeah.
Welcome to my AI.
I know. No. She, and that's the thing. She gave me the picture back at the end of the school day.
Wow. Now there's an interesting teacher.
We had a good relationship.
Wait. Relationship? Does this sound like something a little more sordid?
It doesn't count if it's with a female teacher. It doesn't really count against you. So no, she was hot. She had a Rolex. She drove a Mercedes.
Ooh, young teacher.
A young hot teacher.
of schoolboy fantasies.
Yeah. Exactly. And she later became the principal. And I remember I got in trouble for listening to a Walkman that she had to confiscate temporarily.
Did you have to be spanked?
I had to go to her house to pick it back up.
This again sounds like something out of Don't.
The 80s were a special time. Much better than today.
Yeah, the internet's ruined
in all
everything.
the years that I've lived, I've never thought that we've gotten back to what the 80s were like. The 80s was just better. It was the decade of America as far as I'm concerned.
Well, it's because there was the promise of so much of this technology where the promise was great. The actual follow through.
Yeah.
Much different, including social media. I mean, nobody.
Yeah. We were promised the Jetsons. We ended up with Blade Runner.
Yeah. Well, and nobody, I guess, was going to figure out that all of the problems that teenagers already had without the internet and access to the internet in their, with these phones and other devices. So it's not, and there was
ubiquitous access.
Right. There was a time when the internet for kids was there's one computer in the house and it's in a room everybody can see. Way different than you take this little device into your room and nobody knows what you're doing. You could be talking to stranger
everybody
danger.
Knows what you're doing.
Yeah, you could be watching porn. This is also why, again, the internet changed everything.
Apparently, the stats I just heard the other day is that cat videos have overtaken porn for the biggest consumer of internet bandwidth in the United States.
Oh, Bemrose. Cat videos? Really? I don't buy that.
I do. On YouTube, I'd say every other video that pops up is a cat video.
Do we have some kind of desexualization thing going on in the country?
Yeah. The Zoomers are not having sex.
This is not a good situation. The desexualization situation, not
is
good.
Talking to a robot on their phone.
Right, pretending they're real.
And they'd much rather look at cat videos. I blame Dvorak for it.
But I mean, you think about this. You are able to get access to pretty much anybody's image. Now imagine when we were in high school and you're like, the hot chick. Well, there was
Kelly LeBrock.
Right. Well, no, somebody in your class. I mean,
in high school.
Right.
Okay.
But yeah, Kelly LeBrock, weird science, like, yeah, okay. Oh, what do you mean you can't stay? Spoilers.
I can't believe you just did a spoiler, man. You just ruined that movie for everybody.
But it's like,
God damn it, man.
If there was a girl you like, I mean, there was no way to get like photographs of her. It's like now it's like, okay, you got Instagram or Vusco or any of these other image sharing sites.
Okay, well, to be fair, there were ways to get photographs of her. I had a camera since I was about, 12.
Gene lurking outside the bedroom. Oh yeah, baby, leave the curtains open. Oh, fucking Venetian blinds. I hate Venetian blinds.
There's always ways to get photographs if you really wanted to. It might require climbing a tree.
Right. But Gene fell out of a few trees. Very bad. It's just like hockey.
No, you're thinking of Back to the Future.
Oh, that might have been. But it's like it was such a different. You didn't have access to any of that, so it was more special. Now, if you were actually able to see like Fast Times at Ridgemont High and Phoebe Cates comes out of the pool, you're like,
ooh, yeah.
But you couldn't like replay it 4,000 times.
Part of the VHS tape, you couldn't see shit anymore after a while.
Yeah, after like the 8,000th run through.
Uh-huh.
Gene, why is this part of the VHS bad? I don't know, Mom.
Yeah.
Don't know.
When you rented that movie, that part was always bad.
You can't figure out why. That's why everything was great when it went to disc.
Oh, yeah. Those didn't wear out.
Digital, baby. Now you can just burn them on your hard drive and everything's good. But by
the time it went to disc, the internet was already pumping along.
It was getting there. It was definitely getting there.
And in the early days of internet, it wasn't porn sites; it was the alt-X groups.
Oh yeah,
on Usenet.
Yes.
So you would basically have images encoded and posted onto the Usenet groups
and videos
and alt.sex anything you can imagine, and you would just use a program that would read the encoded file and then convert it back to a normal image file.
Yeah,
and then eventually videos as well.
I mean, really, it was only over the last year, maybe year and a half, that I finally canceled the Usenet subscription because they were still being used.
Oh my God, that's crazy. For
music and, video and, movies, TV shows. They were still being used until, the companies tried to poison them. That's how it pretty much got. There was nothing worse than spending the time downloading, although with the speeds we're at now, it doesn't matter. But you'd get it and be like, oh, no, you're 98% there. And there's always that 2%. And if you didn't have the whole thing, it couldn't recompile.
Yeah.
And you had to try different Usenet groups. And that there was a whole reason for like a different subscription from a different server, because then when they asked them to kill it, I guess they just pull a certain amount of them down. So it's not fully on their server. But then if you have two servers, as long as they don't pull the same part down.
Well, the irony of it all was the Usenet servers back in the late 80s, early 90s were all sitting on university systems.
Right.
So you're literally downloading porn from the university.
Well, that's a better use for it than most of the stuff they're doing at the university.
Yeah, fair enough.
But it was great, man. I mean,
but remember, the web browsers, the HTML language was invented for university scientists to be able to better communicate their discoveries to each other.
Is that why it didn't include the blink tag at first?
It's also why it had a blink tag, because scientists had to make sure they could denote important things.
Had to blink, baby. Now, do you not? I saw this coming way the minute the cell phone came out. I knew that the internet was going to revert back down to the simplest form. And I think because of AI, we're really starting to get there, which is websites are going to be optimized only for the information, not the design. Because the two ways people are mostly consuming now are an AI just going to grab the information, or people looking at it on from a phone.
Yep.
So all of these big grandiose, as an old time web designer, trying to make it look good on that 27-inch screen. Now it's like, now you just want it to fit on the phone and people to go away quick. But go watch some of those raunchy 80 videos. I mean, Revenge of the Nerds. Oh, it's been so long since I saw that one.
And the amazing thing is, in that video, they tell you the budgets these movies were made.
Yeah, or lack thereof. I had no idea of the Scott Baio one where he was able to remove women's clothing with his mind.
Yep.
And they're like, well, you can clearly see the fishing line. Well, that's why you don't go HD. It ruins the magic. You weren't supposed to
scale it.
Yeah, you weren't supposed to see the fishing. Well, put it through an AI now.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that really freaks me the fuck out. The YouTubers that have the camera that AI the stick out of the picture and make it look like the camera is just floating in front of them while they're walking around. I don't like that effect. It's kind of like,
know what you're talking about.
There's like a fisheye effect. I'll show you the camera. Zapped, yes, that was the movie name. Ned. But there is a webcam. Well, I guess it's a webcam. It's for the video bloggers, and it is in such a way that it looks like the camera is just floating rather than you holding it on a stick. And I don't know what magic it's using to remove the stick.
Oh, you're talking about like people that are walking around with cameras outdoors.
Yes.
Okay, I thought you meant like sitting in their seats.
No.
Yeah, the outdoors guys. Yeah. So the 3D cameras, not 3D, they're wraparound 360-degree cameras. They have generally two lenses that cover a slight overlap in their fields of view. And so where the stick would be on one camera, the other camera doesn't see a stick in the same spot. So it just removes those from both cameras to use the other camera for that bit of it. So it looks like it's just floating. Yeah.
It's very weird.
Yeah, it's a neat effect.
Well, everybody, come back again next week. You know what you'll get?
Probably Darren saying that he's not up for the show.
It's unrelenting, it's unrelenting. Just when you thought we were going to relent, it's unrelenting.
Yeah, but that's every show. To be fair,